always opening up his doors and hosting my ambition. And of course, all of you, my friends and family, I know a lot of you in here, I've known a lot of you for a very long time. And one of my long lost brothers here, Robbie, I haven't seen him in what, 22 years or so. We worked together at Detroit Edison. That was actually my second consulting gig moving to Michigan in '94. We connected again, thank God for Facebook. So I'm glad his darling wife is here too. Thanks for coming. And most of you, I mean, we're family. I know I sent some of you the posting just today, and you're here. And that tells you the kind of, not just the kind of person I am, but the kind of mission that we have. It's very important as Black people that we come together and start being represented. And not that there aren't Black people at the table today, but all our interests has to be heard and voiced. Before I talk about myself and my platform and the election I'm running for, I'd like to talk about an issue that is really dear to my heart. A few years ago, I ran for school board in Georgia, Gwinnett County. I lost by 213 votes. But I ran in education because I felt the only way this country can survive is by us having a strong platform for education, giving our kids a brighter future. And that future is being jeopardized by the shootings that continue to happen in our schools. And our kids are at risk. Our kids don't go to school to study anymore. They're now looking at the doors, wondering who's going to shoot them. I don't know if our kids need to start wearing bulletproof vests. Looking at the leaders that we have today, they can't make a decision on what kind of gun safety should exist. I'm not talking about gun laws. I'm talking about gun safety. In our homes, in our churches, in our schools, in all the public places where we congregate. America is changing. And we have to have people speaking for our interest and stop this crap about being to the left or being to the right. We keep electing people based on a party platform or a party interest. Yes, I'm a Democrat. And yes, I understand the values as a Democrat, what we stand for. But more importantly, as human beings, we should care for each other and the future that we have. So when I hear a legislator say, we can't make a decision, and that was McConnell, he doesn't know what to do. Why do we keep electing them in office? Why do we keep putting them back in? What are we doing for the future of our kids? I started running for my platform started out with voting rights. But right now I'm scared because I don't know if our kids can get a good education because their lives are threatened just by going to school to get an education. So this election is not just for me, but it's for every one of us in our community to understand that we can't secure our safety. The Second Amendment talks about the right to bear arms, but in the definition of arms, it doesn't talk about guns. You can bear arms with a spear, you can bear arms with a machete, you can bear arms with a knife, you can bear arms with any kind of weapon, but not an AR-15. Because those guns are used in war, in Ukraine, in the places that are, the war-torn areas in Africa, but now they're being brought into schools. That's why I'm running. Because I want to make sure that my children and every child gets an education, not in fear of their lives. So this is serious business. Yes, I'm running in Georgia, but I came to Michigan because we have the same fight in Michigan that we're having in Georgia. Not too long ago, a group of militias tried to set the Capitol on fire here in Lansing, right? They stormed the State House. They actually tried to kidnap the governor. And yet, we go about our business like it's business as usual. We should be in uproar. We should be at the polls, voting and electing leaders that have our interest in mind. Last night, I know a number of you watched the January 6th committee kick off the commission, and they're going to present evidence to you on a coup that took place in America. Thank God that coup wasn't successful. Thank God that coup was not successful. There was a noose outside waiting for Pence. A noose. And if you remember what that noose was for, it was back during the slavery days and civil rights movement. It was for us black people. They didn't care where you were from. But they knew and understood that if you're a certain color, you qualified for that noose. And because Pence didn't deliver what the president at the time wanted, that noose was waiting for him. So we thank God that that didn't happen. Not just looking at that, but we need to look ahead at opportunities that we should be making as a people, not just for our communities, but the future of our communities, owning businesses, strengthening our position in our economic wealth, empowering each other. Because I know there are a number of business owners in here that have been making that impact here in Michigan and elsewhere. But we can only secure it even further because there's an opportunity in the African continent that we're not seasoned as black people. I literally say black people because black money is strong. Because we see China investing in Africa like crazy. And they're reaping the benefits that we could be reaping if we only came together as a people. So I'm running because of the interest of our community. I'm running because of the interest of the future of our kids. And I'm running because I can run.
That's right.
So that's probably most of what I have to say. And I appreciate your support because this election is going to be so dynamic in Georgia. Because in Georgia, as a Democrat, we're going to vote and elect for the first time a black woman to the governor of the state of Georgia. By state mandate. We're going to make that happen because the last time she ran, the election was stolen. But guess what? It made us stronger. And Georgia is taking the lead in so many aspects, not just electing the first black woman, but we're also going to have a diversity of black people in the state house, in the state senate. I know in this race that I'm running, we have 5 other Nigerian-born immigrants who are also running. We have a few Caribbean running. And that shows the diversity as a black people, that we can come to the table and share our different perspectives and make sure that we win. Because we now have to look at the world globally. And if we can do it in Georgia, we can do it in Michigan, we can do it in Maryland, we can do it in Texas, we can do it in Louisiana, we can do it in Arkansas. Because we as a people have to lift ourselves and empower ourselves economically. And we can do it. We have all the resources to do it. But we just have to be connected. So there are 2 things I need from you tonight. First, prayers. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. God has given me the opportunity to be here and achieve some of the things I have. But without prayer, I'll tell you, I don't know how to met this destiny. Because this opportunity is really just about destiny. And God actualizing what I prayed for. So I need your prayer because you know, being a politician, your life is no more private. Right? Everything you do is watched. Everything you did. Ooh, Lord help me. But you know, I'm conviction. I have a conviction that this is God's doing. So that's number 1. Number 2, of course, I need your support. No amount is too small. Some people say $25. Look, if you give that $25 to me every month, it all adds up. If you want to give that $25 to me every week, it all adds up. If you want to even give it to me every day, it all adds up. I'll put you on the payment plan. It all adds up. No interest. Right? But it takes money to do a lot. I mean, come down here to talk to you, the flyers, whatever we need to do to get out the message. We had a meeting with the state and recognized the impact that we made as an African community. I was part of a team a year ago. We pulled the African immigrant community together and we formed a team of 24 countries and we supported Warnock, Ossoff, and Daniel Blackman, who ran for a public commissioner in Georgia. And unfortunately didn't make it, but Warnock and Ossoff got elected. Right? And they appreciated the impact that we made because it built a stronger black base, a stronger black community. And that's really what we're going to do with this race, not just for my position, and I'll talk about my community in a second, but for the overall election and change in Georgia. I stood in a room last week with the Democratic caucus, and one of the legislators, current legislators, walked up to me and she said, "I love the diversity in this room. This room used to look all black, but when you looked in the room, it was very diverse. Brown, black, white, really diverse, men, women, any kind of ethnic or any kind of diversity you can think of was represented in that room. And that's what Georgia has started to look like. And if we have that in our legislature, we can make better decisions. We can protect everyone's interests, not just some. So what I need also is your help is to volunteer. One of the things I'd like to do on my campaign team with all of you is to register at least 1,000 people across the country that can phone bank. And the phone bank will target the coordinated campaign to get Stacy, Warnock, state positions across the state, and also myself. Now let's talk about my district. I live in Grayson and Loganville, a population of roughly about 150,000 people. In the last 3 election cycles, it's voted 64% Democrat. The beauty about my district is a new district with the new redistricting laws. My district was carved out. When it was carved out, I got a call from my campaign manager, Steen. I think it was back in November. I was like, "Hey, Segun, this district is about to be done. And since you ran in this district, you better run. Because people know your name, and we can't think of anybody else that will come out." And I was a little nervous. I was like, "I'm not ready yet. I just finished the race how many years ago? I have to go start talking to people for money again?" So I called Razakov. I said, "Hey, this guy told us we have to work again." And we sat around for a few months and kind of pondered what we're going to do. And by January, we said, "Okay, let's go do this," because no one had signed up, right? So we started a little late. We signed up. And then qualifying date was in March, right? Qualifying date was in March. And we're waiting and we had signed up. So of course, I signed my name in February. And then we're waiting. Everybody's watching. Nobody signed up. The week of qualifying, everybody rushes out on Monday to go. And qualifying is for the parties, the Republican Party and Democratic Party. You have to present your candidates. You can have 1 to 200 candidates if you want, run for the same position. And as we were watching the results of who's signing up, so was the party. So was not just the Democratic Party, but also the Republican Party. So on Tuesday I went in and I signed up. Got my name in, checked the box, paid my $400. Wednesday, nobody signed up. Thursday, nobody signed up. Friday was the deadline, Friday at noon. So everyone was on edge, like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get this seat." Nobody's gonna sign up. Just my name on it. Friday morning, no one had signed up. And we're watching both the Democratic list and we're watching the Republican list. 10:30, nobody signed up. We were just waiting. I'm gonna go uncontested. 11:01. Some dude named Charles Lawler signed up for the Republican Party. Right before 12, 9 minutes before 12. But fortunately, I had no Democratic opponents signed up. Now, I don't know if it's the character of person I am, which I believe it is. They all kind of backed off. But the party was really, when I signed up, they were really convinced that this is the candidate they want, because I ran a great race the last time, and I understood, and I supported the other candidates that did win. I put money into their campaigns, and ultimately, the Democrats won those seats. So I believed in the change that happened. So I believe they believed in me. Well, I know they believed in me to be where I am. So fast forward to today, we're running a strong campaign. And I'm going to share something with you that, even though it's public, it's not fully known yet. But my opponent in the Republican Party has been disqualified. Don't record that. And I tell you for 2 reasons. It has nothing to do with the money you're going to donate to me. But it has everything to understanding the strategy in which we're going to use to win this race. Because we've won it already. Now, we have till July 12th for a write-in candidate or independent to still sign up. Knowing God, that's not going to happen. And if it even happens, we're going to take care of them financially. We're going to have a strong campaign to take care of them. But more importantly, the campaign that I want to run for the interest in the change in Georgia, and of course ultimately in the United States and Michigan, is to make sure that we get Raphael Warnock and Stacey Abrams elected. So it's going to take more than just them running the campaign. They need soldiers on the ground to work for the campaign and get out the votes. A few weeks ago, I got an endorsement. I got 3 endorsements. Actually, it's like 4. The Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, Georgia, in representation of the Nigerian American PAC. I got their endorsement. I also got the endorsement of 314 Action Fund, which is a science, STEM-related PAC. They were excited because there are not too many people in the STEM profession that normally run for office. Normally lawyers. Lawyers. Right? So it's a big challenge. And then I got from an organization called P2P. All I know is I got the endorsement. I don't know much about it. I'm glad I got the endorsement. And then I got a big endorsement from an organization called Fair Fight. Fair Fight is the other organization that Stacey Abrams put in place in Georgia to address the issue of votes being disqualified. And they've done a lot of work around the state. And getting an endorsement from that platform is really huge because they understand for Stacey to win, she needs to have partners in a coordinated campaign. So along with 48 other state reps, I was also endorsed by Stacey Abrams. Let me be careful, not her directly, for the platform that she helped set up, Fair Fight. So that's very huge because we are going to run a coordinated campaign in the state, not just for us getting more Democrats in the House and the Senate, the State House and Senate, but also Warnock and Stacey's campaign. So that's the magnitude of what's going on in Georgia. But do remember, as we're doing in Georgia, we have to do our work here in Michigan. Because if we don't have a blue state in Michigan, we're in trouble. Guys, this racism is not going away. For them to storm the Capitol in Lansing, woo, we have to do something different. And all I can say, I'm sorry to, I don't believe there are Republicans in the House. If you are, I'm not apologetic. Sorry, man. But, I mean, we've tried it for too long. We can't keep towing the party line. So, let's try the Democratic Party. Let's have a change. Let's not keep saying no. The right to bear arms. AR-15. Whew. Come on. How long am I going to do that? So on that note, I'd like to thank each and every one for you coming out tonight. I love to your families for being here. Those friends of ours that didn't make it tonight, let's tell them, send them the message. I'm going to win.
Amen.
I'm going to win.
Amen.
Amen. I'm going to win this race.
Amen.
I'm going to win this race in November.
Amen.
But we have to get Stacey and Raphael Warnock across the line. And anywhere else we can pick up some more Senate seats. Because again, they're messing up in Congress. Well, Congress is, we're doing But the Senate is where the real fight is. Let's give it a try. Let's give Biden what he needs. People complain about the economy, but I'm worried about gun safety. That's what I'm worried about, because if our kids are safe, they can get a great education or can have a better future. I know everyone didn't make, all my friends didn't make it tonight. I'm also going to have a brunch tomorrow at my brother's place over there, my other brother, Kenny. So Hidden Gem. 67, is it 6,700?
16,000.
16,000, 9 miles, West 9 miles. So I have a brunch there from 12 to 2. So if you want to hear me say a little bit of a different speech, I'll just change the names, that's all. M.A. Kenny. But, I mean, these guys have always been supportive of me. I'd like to recognize that other man from Atlanta, Mr. Ika over there. He's the silent one. The three of us ran for better weather. We got tired of shoveling snow. We all moved to Atlanta. But, you know, we always come back home because this is home. And we know that the people here always support us. So, please, I mean, come out tomorrow if you can for the brunch. Again, same talk. I want to let people know what's going on in our community. Again, I'm going to start off by saying I'm an American. Don't get this twisted. I'm an American first. Right? I do have some nice.
So real quick,
yeah.
you don't come for the speech.